for it.
You did. You threw it at the fucking ticket person.
Is your prison wallet
You
a
fucking crazy
wallet, a
motherfucker.
bifold, or
No,
a clutch?
listen. So here's what happened.
That should be a quiz on Facebook.
We are PCSing from Germany, permanent change of station. This is our last
They're
flight.
PMSing.
No, PCS, permanent change of station. We're moving from Germany back to the States. Okay. We had rented a van, a Mercedes van.
Why are you looking at me?
And because we shipped our car. So we get to the Frankfurt airport. There's this little bitty ding on the fucking radius of the fender well, and they're trying to charge me like $900 for this fucking thing, right? So we spent a whole lot of time with that bullshit, and she screamed at the fucking people at Enterprise. There was, don't you fucking make a face at me, I was there. So that was a whole thing.
They almost made us miss her flight.
We get to the fucking gate.
Brandy's dying over here.
Are you gonna be all right? Do you need a motherfucking oxygen mask or something?
We're trying not to laugh out loud.
So we spend so much time there. We get to the international gate, and we're like, oh my god, are we that early? And the ticket agent said, we're about to close the gate.
Oh shit, so you were almost late.
Yeah, we almost missed our flight. So we're going through, and somehow, all right, so I had bought her this little butane lighter, right? And you flip the fucking lid.
Like a Zippo.
Except it's a butane lighter. You know, it's the kind of
What's the different? I don't know.
I had
doesn't
two
know
lighters.
there's
I
a
had a
difference.
regular, like, Bic lighter. That's the one I threw.
That's the one you threw at the ticket agent.
Yeah.
They tried to take. So this one I had the butane one, which is when you push the button, it goes.
Okay.
Right. When you flip the
Like
thing,
a
it had a
little
little
torch.
it had a little heart that lit up and shit. And I bought it for Valentine's Day or fucking whatever.
and it was engraved.
You know
Yeah,
you're a
it-
smoker
yeah.
when you buy
It's still around here somewhere.
Yeah.
lighters for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, well, in Germany, there wasn't a whole lot of shit at the BX.
It's like,
all right.
look, there was only so much.
I mean, there was a lot of shit at the BX, but whatever.
Fuck you.
She just saw that thing that I posted that said recording the podcast and shit has gone sideways in the in the best way is what I said. Anyway, so anyway, somehow the ticket agent realized that she had this lighter.
Which is obviously you're not supposed to have. Did y'all know you weren't supposed to?
No.
I think it's
she had-
something we just forgot it was
Because
there.
you were running late or whatever.
She had two lighters.
I think it was in my purse or something.
One was like a little normal, Bic lighter or whatever, and the other one was this.
Yeah.
And she said, "Look, it's out of fluid. It doesn't even work." It did work.
No, I hit the button 3 times
when
and
she
nothing
hit
came
the
out.
button, nothing happened.
Okay.
And the guy said, I'm sorry, it was a woman. No, I'm sorry, it was a guy.
You're just a very ugly woman.
No, I don't remember. But he said, well, you still can't take this. And she said, here! And fucking launched it across the damn terminal. I'm like, God damn it. Get on this fucking airplane before you get my ass arrested.
And then I put that butane lighter right back in my purse.
Yeah.
I put it right back in my purse.
And then when we got to, where were we going, Colorado? Where did we land?
We landed in Atlanta.
Atlanta. I got it out and hit it. I guess it had something to do with the elevation.
No.
Oh, okay, but we get to Atlanta, I hit it, it lights first time.
Yeah. They probably sensed your hatred and anger and general disdain
that
for
was
people.
your guardian angel going.
Yeah. Oh, you don't understand. She's mellow now. If you can believe that bullshit.
Yeah, I have mellowed out quite a bit.
Oh, she's mellowed in the time I've known her.
Well, I mean, this was only like 3 years before that. Well, we were in Colorado for 2 years, right? Yeah, so it was like 2 or 3 years before that. So yeah, that
You buying weird stuff? What?
that's how he's looking at pocket pussies.
On Amazon? Do they sell them?
No, it's on Wish. But they call it a personal massager.
Oh.
Yeah. But
What?
anyway, so
You can't make that face and say nothing.
no, we gotta. You haven't
What are
said.
you doing?
Why are you leaving?
He's got to go to the bathroom.
He got to poop. Pause.
Does he? Is he going to poop?
He was getting his.
All right, Ross is back from the bathroom.
Yeah, it was a false alarm.
So
It was just what's that little dog? That dog that talks. It was a little stupid. How
motion in its ocean.
I got.
I don't remember getting in the pooping position, but I pooped the bed.
The dog. That's what she did. And she,
I think it was a tooth that got a little too much wind in its sails, a little bit too much motion in its ocean.
Okay, so
No idea what the hell you're
it's
talking
a little Boston.
so I had tamped down your rage, but I think
No, we completely went off that.
That person that
But we need to finish our swerve because
Yeah, we were talking about the YouTuber.
oh yeah, that's right.
but we swerved because me being
Because Amber
unassuming.
has resting bitch face and you're a drug trafficker.
No, but everybody looks at me and just thinks I'm no risk. You know,
They don't think you're hardcore.
that's right. You don't know me.
Yeah. God, if people could have seen that. Anyway,
What we throw at my gang
yeah,
signs.
yeah. Which is actually the sign language symbol for "I love you."
I love you, bitches.
That's the most
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
description of me I've ever heard. That's the most brandy shit ever.
All right, we got to
Anyway.
get to this. So there's a YouTuber.
So anyway, no, we're talking about race now.
bold. Yeah. Her fucking weed tincture is a black fucking bottle with a white label that says bold on it. And that's the most accurate description I've ever heard.
They know me.
That's right.
But
Come
anyway,
on.
so to get serious now,
Oh, I don't like this part.
well, but we were going to talk about it anyway.
I know.
And so people assume based on things, whether it's Amber's resting bitch face, me being a middle-aged white woman and looking like everybody's mama, and I'm just, and so the whole world seems to be blowing up about this George Floyd thing.
no, we're talking about the YouTuber.
No, we're not.
We're changing.
You missed it. We
We'll talk
swerved.
about that later.
Oh, I thought we.
No, we're talking
okay.
about this.
All right, I'll be quiet.
Woo! Stay with me, brother.
Shit, sorry. I thought we. I thought you were zigging and
You're
zagging.
probably gonna have to take some of that.
I might need to.
So anyway,
If I had a couple beers and that shit, oh no. There's no telling what the fuck would happen.
like people are rioting. There's been burnings and
Well, first, in case there's anybody who just listens to this,
Who lives under a
but
rock.
lives under a rock or a bubble. George Floyd was
Murdered.
well, yes, he was murdered, but the police approached him for something like
He had a counterfeit 20
was a
or
counterfeit
something.
20.
First of all,
the employee at the
did
convenience store
did the thing with the
Yeah.
pen they do.
right.
first
thought
of
that
all,
it was a counterfeit 20
when
and
the fuck
called the
does
police.
a cop come
And drag
anywhere
you
to get
out.
someone for a counterfeit
Yeah,
20?
number one, counterfeit currency is not the police's domain; it is the Secret Service's domain. So there's that.
Right.
Number two.
Yeah, that's already iffy right off the bat.
Number two. Why did they respond so quickly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They must have just been close. I don't know. But anyway,
4 of them.
who
Seems
the fuck knows?
That seems convenient.
Everything
There's a lot
about
of shit.
this story is hinky.
There's a lot of shit that yeah.
and the
that
more
makes
we
sense.
learn, the more crooked it gets. It's one
Yeah.
of those things you think it's bad when you hear the fucking headline, and you're like, but wait, there's more. Which
Yeah.
is sort of like 2020.
yeah.
But
Hey,
anyway.
next year or next week we get the assassin bugs.
Oh, what about the demon bugs?
Well,
We already have an
there's
assassin bug out there
there's an
somewhere.
insecticide for that.
Okay, yeah, so
But we had an assassin bug out here. We got the first one. So
so
In
anyway,
history.
this man, he was a black man in his, I think he was in his 50s.
lived in Minneapolis.
Yeah, originally from Houston. He wasn't a perfect man. He was just a human.
Who is?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because every time this happens, we have to hear about everything they ever did wrong. And I don't give a shit. Because unless they're actively killing someone, it's not a death sentence.
Unless they're like being apprehended for immediately committing a crime.
Right.
Like Michael Brown. He had literally just robbed somebody
But-
and then attacked the police.
But
and
yeah,
there
but
was
even
that.
even if they're committing some sort of crime, unless they're harming someone, we don't use deadly force.
Right.
So I don't give a shit about what they were doing.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse, but I think this man
And having a
stuff-
counterfeit 20 is a misdemeanor at
Right.
best.
Well, he had some stuff in his early past, like dumb kid stuff, I think.
Yeah.
You but he'd by and all, he'd been an upstanding citizen.
Yeah. And from what I've heard, and I could, you know how that goes, but I've heard that he absolutely detested violence.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everything I've read.
Was very much for peace whenever possible.
And when they arrested him, he did not put up a fight.
No.
There are camera angles from 45 different angles, and all of them show that this man did. That's what makes me so angry. Everything we tell people to do, he did, and he still died like a dog on the street.
And the thing is, though, this wasn't he died during an apprehension. That guy was murdered in the middle of the street.
Yeah, like we said, most people are going to know this, but just a quick run through. What he was apprehended. He did not resist in any way. A cop, I don't even remember the cop's name. I try not to think about his name because I don't want him.
Johnny Fuckboy, I believe is what it is.
The only thing that he just needs to pay for what he did. But he got him down on the ground, and this man who's not resisting, who's already in cuffs.
Yeah, he's already cuffed.
He's detained. He's
laying
not going anywhere.
On the pavement, this cop kneels on his neck. He kneels on his neck for 8 minutes, y'all. This man is saying, I can't breathe. He's crying out for his dead mother. He's saying, please, please let me up. 8 minutes.
3 minutes after he stopped moving.
Yeah, and after he stopped moving, his eyes were closed. You could tell something
People
bad
were like,
happened.
check his vitals, check his vitals.
People were saying, check his pulse. Something's wrong. Check his pulse. And the cops just ignored it. They didn't even look at him.
The one cop on his neck, 2 more cops kneeling on him, and another cop
Pushing
keeping people away as they were saying, this man's in serious trouble, because it's just so disgusting, and it's murder, and
absolutely.
The cop should go down for murder, and the other 3 should be charged and
accessories.
And go to jail for being accessories.
If not fully charged for murder themselves.
Right. At the very least, they need to be tried and convicted as accessories at the very least, because their actions combined together, that man died.
For no reason.
And it's not okay.
They didn't try to stop the other cop. They didn't offer any kind of medical anything.
When bystanders were saying something's wrong, he's not. I really think, and we find out that this cop, the one that's on his neck, I've never been trained, but it doesn't take a lot of common sense for me to know if I put my knee on someone's windpipe, they can't breathe.
Well, that is not a sanctioned police maneuver. No. And it's not like the shit happened in the heat of the moment where they're trying to say,
it's not like they were trying to get his hands behind his back, trying to get him cuffed. He was already cuffed.
He was on his stomach with his hands cuffed behind his back. He was, for intents and purposes, detained, and that cop kneeled onto his neck.
Whatever threat he presented was neutralized.
The way that cop was, he couldn't have turned around and cuffed him, so he did that shit after he was cuffed.
Yep.
And
there's only one reason you would do that.
He murdered him. I don't know if it's premeditated. I don't know. But we do find out that it turns out
that they worked at the same place.
They knew each other. They worked security. That's common for cops to work off-duty security at bars and clubs and restaurants and stuff. And apparently they had both worked at the same place.
For 17 years.
No, the cop had worked for 17 years.
I thought both
George Floyd had worked there for like 5.
Yeah, Mr. Floyd had moved into the area.
You work with a motherfucker for 5 years. You know people.
And even if you don't work on the same shifts, you're like passing shifts. You get to know.
Yeah.
I'd know enough to know, hey, that's that motherfucker I work with. So I think that it was some sort of vendetta or something. I don't know. I have nothing to prove that, but I just believe that the cop used his badge to execute this man.
Yep.
And it happens way too much. It happens. It's sickening that it happens. I'm angry about it. I'm damn angry. I'm tired.
Well, hold on. I think it's important to say that we are not anti-law enforcement.
Oh, no.
Quite the opposite. I am very much pro-law enforcement.
I am too, as long as...
However, that only extends until they start abusing their power.
As long as they protect and serve everybody equally, I'm all right.
Hands down.
But when we start looking harder
at... And you know what? If a member of your community is treated like that, I am also 100% for your right to protest.
Absolutely peacefully.
When you start rioting and you start looting and you start doing shit like, I don't know, burning a police precinct to the ground, I got a problem. And you know what? Here's the thing. You don't want to be treated like an animal. Don't act like a fucking animal.
Well,
You know, looting, rioting, that shit has not one time ever accomplished anything positive.
well,
Not-
I got schooled on that.
Well, whoever told you
I've
whatever
seen it
was
all day,
fucking
too,
wrong.
and I'm sick
About,
of
you
it.
know, what do you call the Boston Tea Party?
Let me tell you what I call the